It was a dream for me to see that one M written in my stripe. When it happened, I'm like, wow.
Who is Sahil Sehgal according to you?
Being an imperfect action taker who has built up this 7-figure business by taking imperfect actions. The reason of doing all this business, making money, so that I don't need to look for price tags on anything if I want to buy.
You talk a lot about trust recession right now. What exactly trust recession is?
It's a combo of inflation, recession, and at the same time, a lot of dreams that were shown. And I remember one guy, he's a 9-figure coach. He's like, I don't work with someone who has not failed 3 businesses at least.
According to you, what has worked for you?
What's the one thing if I say it's...
Today I shot an amazing podcast with my coach, my mentor, a person who is my amazing client, but more than that, a person who I consider as my elder brother, Sahil Sehgal. He's an online marketing coach. He's a reverse organic marketing coach and he's pro at it. He's king of that. If you're a business owner right now facing issues of refunds, costings, revenue getting down and all those dips in the business, then this is the episode for you. Do watch it and it's going to be super helpful. Sahil bhai, thank you so much for coming on this show. This is our first brand new show. It's unnamed, but we are so grateful to have you over here. And we are going to start. I'm going to tell people about you. He's an organic marketing coach. He's organic marketing king. He's our also coach, mentor, our one of the most amazing client, and he's like an elder brother to me. Hello, Sahil bhai. Welcome to the show. Sahil bhai, before we move forward, I would like to ask you, who are you? Not just like a father, brother, husband, or business owner, coach, but who is Sahil Sehgal according to you?
If I talk about Sahil Sehgal, who he was before all these titles that I gained, for whether it's related to business, marketing, or family, I would say since childhood, I was a guy who was more of like timid, shy, introvert person who is not very social person, who is not even party person, who wants to do party, but he's not a party person, who wants to travel, but he's not a travel friendly guy. If I say, I've not traveled to a lot of countries, maybe 3 or 4 so far, but these are all the zeals inside Sahil that I can say. He is someone who wants to live his life in a simple way. He is someone who wants to provide the best to his family, and everything that has been done so far, which was done as well, all the hardship, struggles, whatever was done for not just Sahil, it was done to provide a family, the life to the family. I would say the whys that Sahil carry are, it has changed from time to time. It has changed from, again, when before starting business, after starting business, during the business. In hobbies wise, I would say I personally love to I'm a more gadget freaky guy, and look for like browsing on, if I say where I spend most of the time is scrolling reels. Maybe a lot of people, it's like unproductive task, but you asked me this question, who Sahil truly is. So I have spent a lot of time in that, and a lot of uh, he's not a genius guy, but he has been an imperfect action taker who has built up this 7-figure business by taking imperfect actions, baby steps, learning from others. The life he imagined is luxurious. The reason of doing all this business, making money, is so that I don't need to look for price tags on anything if I want to buy. I think it was coming from my childhood as well, that at every point, whether I need a bike, whether I need a car, whether I need anything to go for my college and all, they were all somewhere they're unsettled dreams or unfulfilled dreams, which he wants to fulfill it right now. I think that's the reason Sahil is making money, and he wants to make more money for himself. No problem in saying that, no regret in saying that, and at the same time want to create impact in other people's life. If Sahil can do it without having all this, being a silver spoon guy, he has done this, he can help other people like him to do it as well.
Completely relate with you. Coming from a middle class family, I understand. We always, whenever, even if we look at the food menu, we never look at what we want to eat. We look at what's the cheapest. So I completely get. And you're my inspiration. You talked about taking small actions, taking imperfect actions, building this huge business just by taking imperfect actions and executing. According to you, what has worked for you? Like which has helped you build this 1 million business?
What's the one thing, if I say, it's modeling successful people, what they have done. So when I started my entrepreneur journey, I heard this phrase: if you want to be successful, just follow someone who has already done what you want to do, and just learn from them, model them, invest in them, surround yourself among them. So the journey, the reason behind, or the things that I did to take the small steps, it's not one thing, it's multiple things and multiple people as well along the journey. If I count about things, it was more about investments in my learning, my courses, coaching programs, mentorships, inner circles, all that stuff. If I talk about the people, it's always about one person to help me to crack one step at that point. Whether it was to make my first $100, there was a guy who helped me to teach me the concept of organic marketing, how this Facebook organic works, how the high ticket works. And then going from 100 to $10,000, then $10,000 to 100,000, 100,000 to million. There have always been people who were behind them, along with the things that I kept on doing. So I always found it that, okay, who's my next chain, who's the next person I can learn from, who has made what I want to make, and just invest in them, surround themselves, myself around, among themselves, and then cracking it. So if I say in the nutshell, that's what it took me to go from zero to $1 million.
We have heard you talk a lot about trust recession right now. I would first want you to explain as this term, like what exactly trust recession is, and how was the time before trust recession, and how it's evolving now.
What's happening in the market now these days is that people are very, it's like multiple things. It's a combo of inflation, recession, and at the same time a lot of dreams that were shown. Like if you see all of our this generation, this era is mostly about what you see the fancy world as, whether it's shown in, yes, whether it's shown in Instagram reels, TikTok reels, whatever you open as a social media is the big thing. And whatever you open, you feel it like, what a life, what I want to also live this life, I also want to do this thing. And a lot of people have done some, I would say, unethical things as well, which they made money out of the people, they made money out of the things. A lot of scams, a lot of other things have happened, but that has created doubt in other people's mind, that now they are very careful about, okay, should I do this thing, should I go with this person, should I invest in this course or a mentorship or all that stuff, whatever it is. Even to buy like online scams, even you buy something, sometimes you found it, it's a scam website, there was like you paid money for something and it is gone. And because of online transactions, online products that you are buying and all, it has increased. So people are very careful where they are even paying their penny, or even more than that, where they are paying their attention now. It's like most important thing, or most crucial thing, most expensive thing as well in today's world, is the attention that you can buy from someone. It's hard to get. Before, it was like you say, attention span of the people were 7 seconds, that, or 7 touch points that people need to get those touch points or these many interactions to first make a purchase from anything from you. But now I would say it has even lowered down to maybe 3 seconds or 4 seconds only. Like you might have seen some reels where they talk about first 3 seconds of reel should be this, because if you don't catch attention in first 3 seconds, it's all gone. Exactly. So from 7 seconds, it has reduced to 3 seconds. That is also a trust recession, if I say in that. Now you consider trust recession in attention, making a purchase, somebody buying a purchase, pulling a trigger with you, all that. Before, it was more of like, okay, the things were legit, the things were not even that much open, the things were not that much accessible. Now it is, people are like, okay, their audience is much more educated, well aware, that they are very serious and very they're taking time to make their decision, and they want to make sure that they are doing enough research before they buy something from you. So the trust recession has came just because of it's like, consider it as when something is available in access, it's bad. Access of everything is bad. So that is what has happened in all the industries, businesses, whatever you want to call it as, whether online, whether offline. Even like, even if you go buy something offline out of a shop, you always like, you are check, is it original? Like, fake to nahi hai ye, original hai, right? What is that? You are distrusting that. Your trust is not there 100%. Before you pay money, it's like, okay, now multiple copies, multiple things. Even like, I remember last week I went to shop for my eyeglasses, and I went to a store and they were showing me this Gucci, Burberry, all these eyeglasses, and my first question was that, are they original or are they first copy? What was that? That was distrust. I don't know, because lot of things, access of everything, it has came to the market. I don't know even whether it's fake or original. So it is there in every field. It's there. It's just I consider it as the supply or the availability of the things is so much that now people have to be very careful where they are putting their money in. That's what my take on trust recession is.
Do you think it's also because earlier people invested in someone, they didn't people just scammed other people, and that's why right now it's happening that now everyone is very skeptical, everyone, because everywhere I see people are like, if it's like I am getting some value, okay, it's fine, otherwise I'm not just going there for I don't trust that person, or it's not just something legit, I feel. And I see it everywhere. Even as a service provider, I see that a lot of service providers have scammed clients, and now they are like, can you please provide me this contract, can you do this, can you do that, so I'm sure that you're not going to scam me. And it hurts to see that thing, the situation, because earlier the market was very different. But I feel somewhere people, the bad mangoes, if you say, they rot the entire basket. So the some bad mangoes did something so terrible that right now people are so skeptical. It has kind of made the entire industry little poor or bad, I would say. What's your take on that?
I would agree to that. And I think it is, I would consider it in a good way. So think about this thing now. It's good that it has happened. Now only legit people can stay for longer term. And if you want to be legit, make sure you have some contracts, boundaries, agreements into the place, so that you know that it's not about only clients, they are feeling scared about investing or afraid about investing. It's on your side as well, that you want to protect yourself, because it has happened both sides. Maybe people are not trusting service providers, but it's like, sometimes it's like, service provider has done their best, delivered the work, but second payment of from the client didn't came, third payment didn't came. So it is on both the sides. So to protect yourself, it's good thing that you are keeping your all these things in the place of contracts, agreements, and also that you don't need to, you're protected, you are safe. If something happens, if let's say client created a dispute for you, and then they are like, oh, this person didn't work for me, they promised me to create this ads, campaign, creatives, whatever, but nothing has been created. But on your side, you did all the hard work. Maybe from last 2 weeks you were working very hard, you were doing, and there was some miscommunication happen, and then you are like, I wasted my 2 weeks and this client has just raised a dispute. So it's better to have these things, I would say. Even on, like, you see apps or mobile phones, there are two-factor authentication stuff. What is that now? It is an extra barrier. I sometimes get irritated. I was like, to log into my own bank account, why do I need to do two steps? I mean, it is exactly. It's like, I need to scan my face, I need to put my password, OTP is coming. Sometimes I'm out of coverage, the OTP is taking time, all that stuff. Like, why the heck I'm not able to log into my bank account? It's my money, my bank. I'm not able to do it. But that is sometimes annoying, but it's like protection. Imagine if somebody hacks your bank account and you have a $10,000 sitting in your bank and somebody just robbed it. Now you are like, I wish I would have that two-factor authentication or this protections against it. So I think it's better to consider it in your own favor, that it is a protection for us as well. We cannot blame the second person. We cannot blame the second party, because at some point of time, we are that second party as well.
So Sahil bhai, I am your team member. We have seen, like, we are working together for almost a year, I guess more than a year, and we have seen lots of ups and downs in the business as well. Would you like to talk about that? Would you like to tell us how the trust recession has affected our business, and how are you preparing for it now?
That's a beautiful question, I would say, first of all. And being a team member, you have seen all this ins and outs. We have seen ins and outs. It's not just about, I've seen in my business, I've seen in other people businesses as well. And it's like a worldwide issue, I can call it as. I've talked to 7, 8, 9 figure people, and at every point, somewhat or other, and everyone has gone through it. And also, what I learned from these people when I talked to them, I remember last year we had a huge dip in our business. We had huge client issues, refunds, and all that. And I started talking to people who were more senior than me, and I found it that from 2020, like in our business, from 2020 till 2023, everything was like uprising. I was good in terms of community, client results, you name it, everything. And then we saw some dips started happening. And I reached out to these people. I started contacting these, and I was like, I'm feeling like my this month of the business went down. I want to fix it. I'm feeling frustrated. Why this happened? It happened 1 month. Then second month I saw, okay, it goes up little, but it was not that good. Then third month also. So I was getting more anxious, like, okay, is it a time when it's a downtime, or is it like it's all over? Sometimes you also think like, okay, it's like maybe it's the end. So when I talk to these people, the lessons, the things, that the stories that I heard from this is like, first of all, nobody told me that. Nobody was shocked to hear this thing from me. And I was like, it was very shocking to me that why are they now showing this much concern, that what's happening, why they are not shocked to see that, hear that. uh, when I hear their stories, they're talking about, Sahil, this stage everyone come through the business. It's just it came through to your business at this point. That's why you're feeling, why is it happening with you? You started blaming things. You started taking things on you. Maybe I'm not a good coach enough. I'm not a good leader. I'm not this, all that stuff. And then you started getting into the rabbit hole of finding like, where is the whole roadblock, or where is the problem happening and all. You get into that whole rabbit hole and trying to find a I want to be, it's like your attitude as well, which you're always, if you're a winner, that's how I feel it. If you're a winner attitude, you always find the solutions to problem rather than finding more problems, rather than worrying about it. I gotta fix this. So that's where I went to. And when I went more deep into enough, and more people I was starting getting in touch with them, I very honestly, I started feeling my problem was not that big enough, because I saw people going in bankruptcy. I saw people like literally selling their houses, going to rented place. I saw people having 100 employees, they had to fire all these people, and they have to live with 2 or 3 employees just to make sure that something is coming. So many random stories. A guy telling me that they had to refund multiple six figures in a month. And I'm like, okay, my problem is not that big enough. And I was just worrying about it. It happened first time. At that point, those people saved me, I would say. Those people, those surroundings, glad I was friends with these people. I was able to go out. I went for lunch, dinners with these people too, because I was like filled with all this uh, worries, grief, everything. And I wanted to get a solution. So I went out to find a solution from someone who has already been through that. Slowly, what I saw that, okay, we started decoding it and we started figuring it out. This issue happened because of this problem happened because of this. It's like backtracking it or reverse engineering it. And things started getting more clearer. The answers we were looking for, which we were confused, we started getting answers to this. Okay, that because of this issue that happened. And then our next step of action was to figure it out, how to find solutions of this. What can we do to fix that stuff? It was not an easy journey. It's like a lot of thing. Your mind is becoming a sponge, and you are absorbing everything from everyone, because you are lost and you want a direction from someone. And everything started looking like is an answer to your problem, and but you have to be very decisive which answer you want to pick. Which maybe two people are giving you answers to the same problem, both the answers are different, and then you are doubting whether this thing is right or that thing is right. So, but I would say in the whole journey of this, going into the dip phase and seeing all the bad months, negative things, what I learned, the lessons that we learned, I would feel like I wouldn't be able to learn it without this phase. No books, no university, no college, no mentor coach would have teach me these lessons. And I feel grateful in my heart that glad I have seen this all. We have seen making big months, six figures, multiple six, seven, touching million dollars in cash, seeing that screen. I remember it was a dream for me to see that one M written in my Stripe. That was a big dream when it happened. I'm like, wow. And along with that, when you see all these things happening in your heart, you feel like glad you saw this, glad you came across this, because this is just a journey. It's my first business. And I know personally some people who big coaches and mentors. And I remember one guy, he said that I don't work with someone, he's a 9-figure coach. He's like, I don't work with someone who has not failed 3 businesses at least. I'm like, okay. So this is my first one. I'm learning lessons. It's not a failed business. I'm learning lessons. We are getting clients here and there. Didn't get as compared to, we used to have 60, 70 clients. Then we dropped down to sometimes 20, 25, 15 we have seen. So what I feel it like, it's like I should have gone through this, and glad I got through this. Now it will help me at this age. It's nothing. 32 years and building this, learning the lessons. Imagine when I think into the long term perspective. If I'll be 40, when I'll be 40, 8 years I have. In 8 years, I can build multiple 7 figures, 8 figure businesses, more, not just one, more of them, because from the lessons that I learned from this. So I take it as a take these lessons as something gracefully, and at the same time grateful about it. The worries are there. It's like they have to come. I mean, the worries were there when I was at job too. It's much better to sitting in worries in your own house or in your own car rather than sitting in your work car or in your rented place. So at least I'm grateful for that, for that things which I have achieved because of the business. So I cannot say that business gave me everything. So I'm still grateful for that.
You said very beautifully that it's just your first business, and seeing the business owner, seeing the person you are, seeing the leader you are, I'm sure you're going to build multiple 7 figure businesses. I want to ask you a little deep question, and you can choose not to answer, but I would really like if you tell our audience about the journey you were speaking about. I know I have seen it personally, how it affected you, how it mentally affected you. And I just want you to tell to our audience how was it, and what helped you to get out of it. And I know there are a lot of lessons, but we should not just let go the problems that we faced and the mental pressure that we went through, because I'm very sure there are a lot of people right now who are going through the same situation, and they would relate with this thing. So how was it for you, and how you got out of it? Who helped you, and how was it overall?
Initially, when I saw this thing happened, so it has started from day one. There is like one client was unhappy, and we tried to figure it out. It went into the place where it was like reached, affected more than one client. It got into the group of people. So one client, we handled it. Okay, we answered it, whatever the compromise thing was happening. Hey, we missed this, you missed this, what, something, some miscommunications that happened. And what happened after that is like one client, second client, third client, fourth client. When it was going in a chain, that moment was the phase I can still remember. That it was a point where it was started making me feel that what is this happening, Sahil? Why is it happening to you? All these questions started coming, and it was putting, it's like somebody has kept one brick in your head. Imagine somebody on the top, then second, then third, then fourth, then fifth. You are like, my head is heavy now. I cannot think anymore because of this load of this. You want to do business, you want to serve them, just because of one client, it happened, negative influence, it happened with other client, people who were doing good got affected. They lost hope, they lost momentum, they lost most of the time. Okay, should we come to group sessions and all? We've seen this. And because of that work, the load of the bricks on my head, I was like, I'm not able to perform it better. I'm not able to, I wanted to do events. I'm like, but I'm not in energy to do events, challenges, master classes. Like we have been doing one event at least a month, but at that point I was like, okay, this is out of my control now. First time I remember in my life at that point, for one straight week I didn't open up my laptop, and that was a very first time in 3.5 years I've done this. I remember I used to hear people saying, "Oh, I don't feel like working. I'm trying to work, but it doesn't work." So I was calling these people that, oh, they are lazy. They just don't want to work. They are like that. There is nothing like that before all this happened. And when it came to us, then it came to me personally. I was like, okay, now I know what they are going through, what has happened to these people. So because of that workload, I was not able to perform better. I was not able to give better direction to business as well. I was getting irritated personally in my personal life as well, with my wife not able to, even when I was playing with my daughter, I remember my mind was somewhere in their business. It was not a relaxed mind playing with the daughter. It was more of a tense person who is like under the pressure or stress of all these things. And I was feeling bad for some people. I was like, I have genuinely helped these people, why are they doing to me? I'm like, I was shocked as well as feeling, why are they doing? Why me? I'm like, there were some clients I've helped them to make 10K, 15K, 30, 20K. And when they came with the problems and issues, they started complaining. I'm like, how come you? My question was this: how come you? We have helped you make money and you are saying all these things. And I knew the circle they have created, the gang of people that they created was negatively influencing all this. My worry was not about that, oh, they're gonna take refunds or money back. My worry was like, they're gonna spoil their life. I knew I have better circle. I would fix myself. At one, this is going on right now at the moment, but one day I'll fix myself. What about these people? So my worry was for these people, that they are harming themselves. They have, some people have their young kids, like daughters of my age, son of my age. My worry was more for them. I'm like, I'm available for you. Tell me, how can I help you? Just because their belief was affected by someone else, they lost the belief and hope in the process. So my worry was about them, more about me. We have made money in the business, we had savings, all that. So it was not like I was going into bankruptcy, but worry was on about them. In the journey, as you say, asked me that who have helped me, there are a lot of people, I can name them. I talk to people who are 7 figure, 8 figure, 9 figure, multiple 9 figure, people who are in close circle with Tony Robbins, my personal coach, Armin, a lot of people like Imad, one guy is there who good buddy of me, Parthiv sir, a lot of people. I discussed this thing like, okay, who are the people who I need? I remember one day I was sending one copy pasted message to three of my coaches, or older people, senior people as well, and saying that, hey, can I jump on a call for 10 minutes with you? Because I needed to talk to someone. I was fit. Now, I had a team, people like you, was like, okay, looking after me, what to do next, because the directions, if that is missing from the top, it's like the root of the tree, if that got damaged, doesn't matter how fancy the branches or how good they are, it will fall out one day. So for me, it was very important at that point. Also, I remember with Bobby, I had a discussion with our business manager. I was like, I want to make sure that these people don't get affected, our team members don't get affected because of this. They are looking after me. For them, I'm the idol. For them, they are, you are not just my team members, my clients as well. So I was like, इनके साथ ऐसा ना हो. I will get a fix. I'm in a better country. I'm in, what will happen? Like, even if everything just wash away, I'll go back to job. I know I wouldn't. I would find something better for me. But these people, I'm paying them. The bread and butter is coming into their house. Uh, I cannot just let it go. So at that point, the fighter phase I saw in myself, and it went for not just days or weeks, it went for months. Uh, that fighter showed me that, Sahil, you have a lot of patience. Second, you are someone with warrior attitude, that if you are in a war, you got bleeded, you got harmed, you got all these bullets on you, but you are still standing strong. We, after I think 3-4 months, we did our challenge. Next time, there were a lot of people who are like, I will mess up his challenge, we'll do this thing with his challenge, we'll just spoil it and all that stuff. And but I'm like, okay, I gotta do this for other people. I cannot just, for because of 5, 7, 10 people got they don't want to do something, or they got affected, they ganged up. I don't want to unserved, or I don't want to let other people unserved because of these people. In I think in this way, if you're getting negatively influenced with someone, that means the aura that you have created in your mind, or the cage that your mind is in, it's not strong enough. Somebody is easily able to penetrate that and easily able to infect it negatively. So I think it's better for them to fix that. uh, for me, after that first event that we did, I remember the energy was not that great myself, but I did my best. Second event I did again my best. Third event I did again my best. Every time I was like, okay, because of the old things, old stuff that happened, I was getting out of it. because of all these things, people, and my own thinking pattern of finding a solution rather than worrying about problem. um, slowly I came out of it. And then the best thing that happened, I remember when I came out of it, when everything, there's like time has the power to heal everything. I remember some people reached out back to us and said, I'm sorry, Sahil, I got negatively influenced because of these people. I should not have done, and I made some mistakes. I talked bad about you among these people as well. I remember one girl said that I want my kids to meet you one day, and she cried on a call with me for like continuous 1 hour. She was negatively influenced very badly. We helped her with whatever way. And that when that person said sorry to me, and that person was someone who was like going into very negatively badly influenced. So when that person said sorry to me, I'm like, okay, it was not, they were just unhappy with something, with the product, with the deliverable, with something, but they are not unhappy with me. When she said that I want my kids to, you are my hero, I want my kids to meet you, and all that, after that I was like, when I look back, I feel like they might have regrets about it, that they did all this. My intention was not to do bad for them. My intention was always to help my community, people like me, brown people, Indian people, Pakistani people, all this. But and that's why I think that's what is keeping us in the game. If I was only about money, I would say money is something I want to make, that's why I'm in a business. But if it was only about money, maybe I would have like, okay, do whatever you want. I would not cater towards you. I'm not ready to give any refund. I'm not ready to resolve any issue, whatever. That would have been my approach. But one by one, we settled with these people. And as I said, if I look back, I feel like they are, some people I know are regretful about this thing. And even if they come back, I'm gonna be nice to them. I'm gonna be like, okay, it's like, consider you were having some disease, you are out of it, you are fit and fine, you are healthy, we are still friends.
This really shows the kind of person you are. I don't need any proof of how you are. Like, I've seen it personally. I have experienced it not just as a client. Even when I was your client, you were always there. You were always helpful. You were always like, I can see you're not just there because I have given you money. You're there just to genuinely help me, and I was able to get that energy from you. And as a team also, actually, I've seen how much you care for us, so, and love us. So as a team, as a client, I've seen, you care, you love your team, you love your clients, and you love the people who have left you, maybe badly, talked about you, badmouth you, and that really shows the character you have. I want to also ask you about the people who love you, your family, your wife, your parents, your sister. How did they help you, and what was their role in this whole journey?
My parents at that time were in India. I was in India too when this happened. I remember last year. Uh, they knew it, they were seeing it, some calls, conversations I was doing along with them in the house and all, they were hearing it out. My dad sometimes asked me, is everything okay, sab sahi chal raha hai, kya ho raha hai, and all. I was like, part and parcel business hai, it will happen, some things come and buy, some clients did this, whatever. uh, and during I feel it like I was here for like 2 3 months, 2.5 months, I think. uh, and that was the first time in my life I came to India and was not able to lived it properly. If I say, I've been to India multiple times after being in Canada as well, and this was the time where I felt like, genuinely felt like I was not there, just because of the stress, because of all that stuff. I did my best, there were some weddings I enjoyed and all that, but something was off at that point. After I come back to Canada, we tried to resolve all this with my wife. She knew all the stuff, she understand the business, so she knew all this. She was all the time trying to like pray for me. I remember she's like trying to always like, I every morning, or every her prayer time, she's always like, everything will be good, I prayed for you, we'll be all fine, whatever has happened, it will be all uh, super fine. So uh, my daughter was, again, she's quite young, quite so I feel it like, she's the reason, she's the why, that why I'm doing all this. um, she was the one of the reason maybe I was able to come back, or I was able to fight for it. um, I would not want to be a failed hero in front of her eyes as well. One day I'll tell her story, when you were this, we went to India, this happened, whatever. And that I would have a good story to talk about. And your dad didn't stop. Now he's at this stage. And she'll be more proud to see her dad reaching at much bigger heights rather than all this. So mom, dad, they were not super aware. Or I even avoid to have discussion with them. They don't understand all this business. So I tried my best to stay or spend enough time with them. Wife was worried, no doubt, and she has always been supportive. She has always been, why don't you look for someone else? Why don't you change your community? Why don't you just shift to other country people? Something, all that stuff. A lot of discussions happened. A lot of things happened. I felt like sometimes like I want to get out of it. I want to just live. I want a break. I took some breaks as well, but it's again the time I needed to get out of it. So family has played a super crucial role in not just supporting, but being my biggest why. And I think that was also the reason to for why we are here today and doing this interview.
I'm very sure you're gonna be Shehna's hero when she grows up and she sees like the person her dad is. I'm very sure she's going to be super proud, and I know that you're going to be her inspiration. We are going to end this podcast with just one last question. Seeing all this and everything, if there are three things that you would like to tell our audience about Trust Recession and about everything, like if they are a coach, if they are a freelancer, a service provider, agency owner, and how they should move forward in this Trust Recession era, and like what should be the three action steps they need to take right now?
Very simple answer it can be, but being genuinely you and not faking it or making it even on social media is like what you are doing, how you are helping your clients, who exactly is you. That's the first thing people invest in. People don't buy just funnels, Facebook ads, SEO, Google ads, or videos editor, all that editing. They want a person who can come in their business, who can take their business to the next level. And a business owner is always hungry for right people. At the same time, a service provider wants a retainer clients. They don't need to worry for new clients every month. So it works both ways. As a service provider, I would say being genuine you and not faking it, making it, like literally putting in your heart into someone else's business so that it feels that okay, I'm concerned about this. I also want to this thing to be growing rather than considering as one-off project or one-time contract stuff. So that is my first suggestion, is being you and being authentic you. Show your credibility, show your authenticity, show your results and all. It's like you have to show lot of results today to get a client. Even you have to prove them that I have worked with people like you, I've worked with niches like you, so that they can trust you. And then even in niches, they might be like, okay, I just don't want a funnel builder, I want someone who's expert in webinar funnels or in challenge funnels and something. And then you have to find, okay, have I done that work or not? So as I said, being authentic you at the same time is like being transparent with your clients. If you have not done some work for some client for regarding something, just be upfront with them. Tell them like, it's my first project, and take it as an advantage that as it's my first project, I don't have a lot of clients, I can put all my time into your business and we can make this grow. If things will take time, I'm with you, and let's grow this together. Hard to find people like this even in this today's world. That's the most important thing. So if you tell something to them, being a service provider, that will take all this trust, disbelief, distrust in the market away. And people are like, okay, I've not, all the time people are rushing the process of getting a sale, rushing the process of getting a client or enrolling a client, and you are just genuinely trying to understand me, listen me, solve my problem. You are able to even give me time that what I need. Those are two important things, I would say. Showing a lot of credibility like that, fill your um, bucket with a lot of social currency. uh, do it with multiple clients, multiple people. Third thing I would say, the business that you can get from referrals, word of mouth, or client, it's like client retention business, which is ongoing, but also from the people that referrals, word of mouth, as I said. getting business from them is much more easier, because there you don't need to prove yourself. You're coming from someone's reference. Somebody is already saying good words about you. Somebody is already taking all that pressure, all that responsibility on them, and then saying that, oh, these are nice people, they have worked with me, and you can hire them. So a lot of service providers, they don't know first. Even if they know, they are ignoring. They don't consider that as a good way to get clients. But I think that is a super helpful or super important. It can boost your business because it's act as a chain. It's like become a virus that spreads to your client. And after that, and you will be never be out without business. Whether it's trust recession, whether it's something, everyone is saying business is not working, things are not working, I'm not getting client, nobody's paying me high ticket, all those things are just they just got you got rid of it.
Thank you so much, Sahil bhai. It was lovely to talk to you. I hope we can do this again. It was amazing, and thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. I hope
Thank
your audience get the immense value.
Yeah, they. I know they will be. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.